Hello, ladies. I hope you can hear me. Let's get the other earbud in. Hi, guys. Can you hear me? It's Laurel, 21-day Fibroid Fix, your fibroid flower child, coming to you live from Ocean Beach at the beach. And hi, Francine. Thanks for watching. I'm Laurel. I'm your fibroid flower child, 21-day Fibroid Fix, and see if I can get the camera to stay up. I've got you propped between bananas and pineapples, and we're sitting here at Ocean Beach, and it's a gorgeous day. It's getting chilly, so I put on my jacket, but I just wanted to come on and do a guided meditation with you ladies. Thank you. Hi. I just wanted to share with you guys the guided meditation that I did when I was healing my fibroids, and the guided meditation that I often return to ensure that my fibroids are still healed and stay gone. And along with my guided meditation, I just wanted to show you guys. Thank you. Hi, Cindy. It's so beautiful. I just wanted to come out to the beach and share it with everybody. But I just also wanted to share with you guys what I try to bring to my meditation. Meditation is something I really struggle with in terms of just chilling out and calming down and relaxing enough to meditate. And so part of what I do to sort of get myself into the mode is I ritualize it. And I've heard Abraham talk about how ritualizing is a way of saying, you're doing something you don't want to do. But I tend to think of it as a way of doing something that I'm habituating, that I'm creating into my second nature. But right now I'm consciously working at it, and so I'm ritualizing. So I wanted to share with you guys some wild sage, some white sage that I brought. We got it from a festival this weekend. So I burned some sage to create a little traveling altar space. And I bring, sometimes I'll enjoy a little smokage. I encourage you to feel free to get comfortable and be yourself. I had a little crystal given to me this weekend, and so I still have it in the package, but I just wanted to show that I've got this little traveling altar set up. So I've got my little crystal, my sage. I've even brought a shell, and I've got some Palo Santo, however you say it. Thanks, Cindy. You're so sweet. So Palo Santo is another kind of like sage. It's just another thing to burn to sort of get me into the mode of meditation and into sort of the energy of just being the spirit chick that I have to be. And the last thing that I want to share with you guys, I've got this little bag that I brought it all in, and I'm going to set up this little altar right here, right in front of me on my towel here on the sand. And then the last thing I wanted to show you guys is some Clary Calm, and this is a doTERRA women product, and I'm not here to promote the product, but I am here to promote some Clary Sage. And Clary Calm is a product that has Clary Sage in it, and it smells amazing. It's specifically for women. It says monthly blend for women, and the main ingredient is Clary Sage and lavender. But I also wanted to just share with you guys, I can peel the label a little bit, and it says apply topically to abdomen, chest, or back of neck as needed. And so I often will put this into my hand, and then since I'm out like publicly, I'm at the beach, I'm just gonna reach inside my shirt and just put this on my womb area, so that if I were home, I could be in the bathroom rubbing this on my abdomen. But for right now, just gonna hold my hand on my womb. I don't care who's looking. They don't know what I'm doing, but I'm getting that Clary Sage, getting that vibe starting, like Cindy says, already feeling the vibe. I love it. That's exactly right. That's what this ritualization is for me. It's getting me into the vibe. So I've got my Clary Sage Now I'm going to burn some of the white sage. And this is often used for smudging. I don't know if you guys can see it. Where can I put this so you can see it? Actually, I don't think I can do it with the wind. I have to do it off camera. I'm sorry. We'll get that lit. There it goes. And this is the same smudge stick that you'll see in Native American practices. And if you could see, I don't know if you can see the smoke with the wind blowing, but you'll often see people sort of brush the smoke onto them, and it's a cleansing tool. It's not just soap and water that we use to cleanse ourselves. Smoke actually has a spiritual essence to it. We get to see the non-physical in the physical when we're dealing with smoke, and so that's another thing that the Native Americans, the Native American culture has taught me, is a smudge stick is a cleansing stick, and then again with the Palo Santo, I've got the smell of the clary sage and the sage, and we're gonna see if we can get this Palo Santo to burn. It's kind of windy out here. Might burn our pineapple while we're at it. Let's make little wind tunnels, see if that'll work. There we go. Did you see that? Got a little bit of it burning. And again, I'm just going to smudge that over myself. Pretty hard to do in the wind here, but we're working on the vibe. And you know, if you don't have Palo Santo or if you don't have sage, you can skip this phase. You can burn incense, you can burn Nag Champa. If I could, I would have a candle with me, but we've got the Palo Santo burning finally. Just gonna brush that smoke around me, into my heart, over my head. And I'm gonna set that down in the shell to burn out on its own. Got my intention set, I've got my altar set. And now I want to talk to you about the visualization that we're going to do because I'm ready to do it. And honestly, this is something I really need for myself. I really just want to thank you all for watching and for this opportunity to be a health coach and to be involved in the healing community. I am just a regular person. I've had a regular day. I've had my ups and downs. I've had laughs and I've even cried today. So I really relish this opportunity because I need this meditative time and this meditative space. So I struggled with meditation. I joined the Fibroid Healing Academy and I just could not wrap my head around calming down enough to meditate. I would do the smoothies, I changed my diet, I did the Jehudi Matra detoxes, I did the raw foods, I looked up herbs, I did all the work like a man in a man's world, but I still couldn't wrap my head around how to just calm the fuck down. Sorry for cussing, but that's the truth. So I talked to Cindy and she said, that's your agenda, is you've got to learn how to calm down. And I knew it, and I just still couldn't figure it out until I watched the movie Heal. And I think it's still on Netflix, I'm not sure. I know it's on Gaia channel. But Heal had Dr. Joe Dispenza in it, and he really talks about the mind-body connection. He broke his back in I think a triathlon, and he got plowed into by an SUV while he was in the bicycle portion of the race, and he broke his back. And he was a chiropractor of all things, and so he knew that he had the best surgeons and that they were telling him the best advice, and he really had to have this one surgery and kind of like fibroid healing, like the doctors told me, you've got to have the hysterectomy. You've got to just, admit that there's no way to heal from fibroids. We don't know what causes them. We don't know the solution. And it's super not true. And I followed Dr. Joe Dispenza's visualization meditation technique, and I really believe that was a huge part of my healing process. So what he did was he visualized his vertebrae fusing back together and healing themselves naturally. Right? Isn't he amazing? He's so amazing. He's kind of boring. He's kind of hard to listen to. He's kind of deep, but he's amazing. If you can get through it, he's so impeccable. He's so right on. And so he explained how he visualized his back healing itself, and what he would do is he would consider one whole visualization, like a beginning to end of the healing process. So that's the same model that I took to my meditative visualization healing process, and so that's what we're going to do today. So this is going to be weird, closing my eyes and meditating in public. I usually do this at home, but we're going for it, ladies. So, to start, I'm going to start with 3 deep breaths, and then I'm going to get ready to close my eyes, and I'm going to just take you on my visualization journey. I'm going to close my eyes, and I'm going to bring my attention and my awareness down past my throat, down past my head, down past my heart, down past my solar plexus, down past my guts, into my womb space, into my uterus, into the warm, rich warmth, the red, dark, deep warmth of my womb, into the security and the safety and the hole and the container, the cavern, the feminine receptacle of my womb. And if there's a fibroid in there for you, I'm going to ask you to visualize that in there as well. If you have multiple fibroids on the inside or the outside or around, if you have cysts or whatever your situation is, I'm going to ask you to try to visualize it as it really is. Not to sugarcoat it, not to deny it, not to be afraid of it, not to ignore it, but just to sort of feel what is the energy of it. Because with my fibroid, the energy that I felt of it was a bit like a rock, a bit like there was no circulation or energy going through there at all. And so it was a bit stagnant and a bit gray. I don't know if you can visualize a color to your fibroids, but there seemed to be a stagnation to mine that had almost no blood going through it, almost no menstruation going through it, almost no femininity to it, just a rock. And along those lines, it brought me to the understanding or the visualization that it seemed to be hard on the outside and still hard on the inside, but harder on the outside, almost like a shell, almost like a candy coating. And so what I would visualize and what I still visualize, what I see right now, is a golf ball. And my fibroid was larger than a golf ball. And it really doesn't matter the size that we're talking about, but I want you to try to visualize the size that you're working with, or the sizes that you're working with. And I want you to imagine that hard outer kind of M&M candy golf ball kind of shell. If you've ever cracked open a golf ball, you'll know that they have a shiny hard plastic on the outside, and then on the inside they're covered in rubber bands. It's just a giant ball of rubber bands upon rubber bands upon rubber bands upon rubber bands. And we're going to crack open. We're going to visualize the cracking open of that hard outer candy golf ball shell. And I want you to visualize the pieces of that shell crumbling away. I see it almost like jigsaw puzzle pieces or cement pieces, and they're falling away and falling out of my uterus. They're falling down through my cervix, down into the vaginal canal, and they're literally dissolving by the time they get to the vaginal canal. They're just crumbs that have kind of dissolved almost miraculously and beautifully, and they've become softer as they've gone through the process of crumbling away. And that fibroid, or those fibroids, are still there, but the shell has crumbled away. And we're going to go to that fibroid now, and we're going to visualize a rubber band being so tight and so fibrous that it has nothing to do without that hard outer shell except to snap off. And it snaps off and sloughs away through the cervix, through the vaginal canal, and dissipates into being gone. And that fibroid still has a lot more rubber bands, and we're going to visualize another one breaking off. And you know when a rubber band breaks, how it snaps and then it sort of shrinks into itself into a wiggly line? That's what these are doing. These rubber bands are shrinking off as soon as they break. And we're just going to keep visualizing. And I can't tell you when your rubber bands are done, but I'm going to keep going until I visualize the rubber bands being done. I'm not going to put an end to this visualization. I'm not going to let my mind wander. I'm going to keep seeing these fibrous rubber bands breaking off in all different directions, just like a golf ball. Like a golf ball has a piece breaking off and another piece breaking off and another piece breaking off and another piece breaking off. And each one just makes that golf ball a little bit smaller, a little bit smaller. Even if it takes 5,000 rubber bands, we'll get through the visualization. Even if each rubber band is a cell in our fibroid, okay, then we're going to sit here until we're really seeing, we're really visualizing that fibroid or those fibroids sloughing and the rubber bands and the fibers breaking off, breaking off, breaking off. I see more breaking off. In fact, I'm at the point now where I can see 10, maybe 20 rubber bands breaking off all at the same time. And I don't want to get ahead of myself. I don't want to lie to myself if I don't visualize that. I'm not going to go that fast. I'm going to follow the movie in my head. I'm going to create the movie and follow the movie. This is a co-creative experience, right? So my fibroid was a golf ball. Was a grapefruit size. I'm visualizing it as a golf ball. And with each fiber of the rubber band inside the golf ball sloughing off, the fibroid is shrinking little by little by little by little. And now it's at the size where it's a peach. It's no longer a grapefruit. I don't know what size you're to yet, but let's keep visualizing until we actually see some shrinkage in our mind's eye. Let's keep visualizing the rubber bands, one string at a time, one fibroid fiber at a time, until it's smaller and smaller. And the peach is now a lemon. And the fibers keep shrinking. They keep breaking because there's nothing else for them to do. Without their hard outer shell of the golf ball, in my mind's eye, the fibers don't have a protection. They don't have protection from the health of my body, from the pH of my womb, like physically and non-physically, even in my mind's eye, but also in my physical body. I'm visualizing it having nowhere else to go except to just break off and dissolve. My body will not allow it. There is nowhere else for it to go except to shrink and shrink and shrink. And now we're at the size of a lime. Still not gone. This thing takes time for me. I'm not going to lie to myself and say that I visualize it gone until I really see it all sloughing off and going. But I do still see rubber bands breaking. Thank God, hallelujah. The rubber bands keep breaking because I'm powerful and I can visualize it. I can control that visualization. And so I'm going to keep seeing that. I see snappage, breakage, snappage, breakage. It's getting small now, ladies. It's getting small now. When I see the rubber bands breaking, I see frayed ends. I see them break, and the ends break so hard that they just break apart, like little filaments, little hairs, little fibers break apart, and then they aren't fused together, they're broken, and they just dissipate. And now we're at a grape, and now it's so tiny, now we're almost out of rubber bands. I see a few more rubber bands. They seem big and chunky. They seem like the bigger rubber bands, and that doesn't make sense for the inside of the grape. They should be smaller, but they're so tiny. They're like the tiniest little thick rubber bands, and then suddenly they're gone. I'm at the end of the rubber bands, ladies. I can see it in my mind's eye. And then it's still not gone. I'm sorry to say that the golf ball in real life is just rubber bands all the way to the middle, and then it's just done. You've taken it all apart. But in my mind's eye, what I see is more dust. I see a little bit of the crumbs of cement from the hard outer shell still being remnants in my womb. And so again, I'm making this up, but I didn't make up that visualization. It came to me somehow, and I want to honor it. So I see the little crumbs of cement. I see the little specks of dust at the ends of the rubber bands unwinding and breaking. And so I want to visualize that dust crumbling away. And I kind of visualize even my hands kind of rubbing it away and blowing it. Back into the earth, back into the ethers of the earth. And my womb is cleansed, and my fibroid is gone. My visualization brought it all the way to its end, and now I'm going to feel the gratitude. This is the important part. This is the part that Dr. Joe taught me is the good part, because once your visualization is over, once you've gotten to where you want to be, how stoked are you going to be? How grateful are you going to be? Let's give that gratitude unto the earth. Let's give that gratitude and that hallelujah. Hallelujah. Let's shout it. Let's shout it from the rooftops. Let's make sure we feel that depth of gratitude. I'm going to sit in this gratitude feeling. I'm going to feel the sort of carbonation of joy rising up through my root chakra, all the way up through my body, all the way up to the top of my head. There's a joy that comes with finishing the visualization, and there's a joy with knowing that if you can get through that meditation, you're that much closer to making it real. You just took control of where your mind went, and you started manifesting, and you know that creates your future. You know that's how shit manifests. So how stoked are you? How awesome is that to know that you have that power? So feel it. Let yourself feel the gratitude. It might be just a visualization right now, but we are creators and we are co-creators, and somehow we got the power to visualize. That power of imagination is the strongest power there is. There's a reason they don't teach that in school. There's a reason they teach cite your source, not cite your imagination. So honor that imaginative power. Give thanks for your ability to create from your imagination, and give thanks for knowing that it's coming, because you just took the power into your own hands, into your own mind, and with the gratitude into your own heart. I'm now opening my eyes and I'm giving thanks for you ladies. I hope that worked for you. That super worked for me. That's what I needed, I gotta say. Having the guts to sit on the beach with my eyes closed. Woo! That was awesome! Thank you guys. Thanks for this opportunity. Got a bag full of fruits and veggies now to go back to the beach bungalow and make a smoothie. Because no matter what, my Vitamix comes with me. And it's smoothie time, ladies. Thank you so much. Thank you for being part of this. I'm so honored. I'm so in love with you all. I hope you have a blessed evening. Mwah.